I finally finished Baldur's Gate.
Ah, congrats.
As in, I've finished my second playthrough.
Yeah.
And I think I'm done for a bit.
Yeah. I feel you.
I did Evil Dark Urge.
Lovely.
In doing so, I ruined some storylines that I was trying to...
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, if you're doing the playthrough where you kill everyone...
People die.
But it was a lot of fun.
It is harder to do the bad Dark Urge playthrough, genuinely, because you do lose. It's strange, right? If you're just murder hoboing it, you do lose out on a lot of opportunities, and then realise, oh, pants, that connects to this, which connects to this, which connects to this, and I killed that guy.
Yes, I really...
So you lose out on a lot of the game.
I did a lot more. Like, it was a lot quick. I went through a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Even though I did more of the game.
Right.
Because when I did my first playthrough, I didn't realise that once you went into the underdock bit.
The underdock, yeah.
No, the morphic pool. Go through the docks to the morphic pool, then you can't go back and you cannot do anything. You can't be like, you don't go back to Baldur's Gate and then finish all your side quests afterwards. Yeah. So I did go and do all of the side quests. I made sure everything was done, but I did kill a lot of people, which probably meant that I didn't get. So I've still got more stuff to do. Yeah. I tried doing honor mode.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
45 minutes. And then I died.
Yeah.
So I'm giving Baldur's Gate 3 a break for a little bit. Yeah. I am now playing South Park, The Fractured Butthole.
Great, wonderful, good stuff.
Which, as soon as I went into tutorial stuff, quite similar to Baldur's Gate. I have to pick my class, character creation, here are my spells, here are my weapons.
It will be, because that's...
it's RPG.
Baldur's Gate is not even RPG, but Baldur's Gate is based off of Dungeons and Dragons, and Fractured Butthole is a parody of Dungeons and Dragons. So not just RPG, but the specific rule set.
Well, it was Stick of Truth was Game of Thrones, Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Ringsy stuff. Yeah. Fractured Butthole, from what I knew of trailers and box art and stuff, I think is more piss-takey Avengers things, because they're playing superheroes in this one.
Right, okay.
And I got the game rewards points, the shop game, stopped doing reward points. So they went, you've got 24 hours to spend all of your money, or you don't have the money that is your money.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have South Park Snow Day, which is the third one, sat there, but I wanted to play Fractured Butthole first. Right. But it's a lot of fun.
Interesting.
I'm only an hour or two into it. It's so good. You're doing the fighting tutorial, and the big dragon thing comes out, and you're fighting that, and then you go, whoa, car, and everyone moves back off the streets. A car drives past, you kids should stay out of the... Okay, and then you go back in, and you continue your turn.
So funny. We hit a point with Baldur's Gate 3. I think we just sort of we went quite hard for a while. Mm-hmm. And I was playing with Laura. We were like local co-op. We just sort of like did too much. I think we'll probably come back to it at some point. I am planning to play a bit of it solo as well. I do have, I think, this Sunday, I think I'm going to do a live stream, because it was going to be our usual live stream date. I think I might go play Baldur's Gate 3 again. I was doing like a Bad Will playthrough. I might carry that on. I might also...
Still had no Will. I've not had Will in my party. I had him in my evil playthrough for about 2 minutes.
And then he hates you.
And then he hates me, so I killed him and took his shoes.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. We've been playing a lot of Return to Moria, which is a lot of fun. It's quite hard. I've only just discovered the difficulty settings, which is nice. They were set to high difficulty, which is that's why it's bad. Laura has been playing a lot of Supermarket Simulator.
I am in love with Game Grumps playing that.
So good.
Markiplier playing it first, and then he's stopped doing it to do other things.
Yeah.
Which is, but now I'm on like episode 19 or 20 of Game Grumps playing it.
Same.
It is a beautiful game.
There's something about it is just an incredible watch through, and like Laura's really enjoying the game as well. I am probably not going to play it because it looks like a rabbit hole I can't afford to get stuck into.
Yep.
I'm still pulling myself out of Warhammer Total War 3 rabbit hole. It's just something very addictive about it. A game that I'm very intrigued by, you may have seen the Game Grumps playthrough, and I might do this on stream instead if I can install it, if I remember to install it. Thank goodness you're here.
Nope.
Watch Game Grumps.
Was it one of those ones?
Watch Game Grumps play 2 episodes of Thank Goodness You're Here. It's... I'm going to let you do that.
Sorry.
It's...
Coffee.
Precious coffee. It's very northern, and it's written by 2 northern lads.
Is it the little man?
The weird small man.
Yes. Yes. That was quite a while.
Yeah. It's not...
Oh, yes, so you'll need to get more sausages for me.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely sausage, thank you. This is Big Pies from Ron's Big Pie Emporium.
Tiny
No small pie.
Tiny Tim's Tiny Pies. You simply won't find tinier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I watched that whilst I was in Prague.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Absolutely in love with it.
Wonderful game.
It's got actual Matt Berry in it. There's a character that sounds like Matt Berry. It's because it's Matt Berry.
It's actually Matt Berry.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I remember going like that.
Sounds like
I was
Matt
like,
Berry.
that's too close to Matt Berry for it to not be Matt Berry.
Berry.
Because if this isn't Matt Berry, someone's in legal trouble.
There's and it's not a well-known team at all, and they were just like, wouldn't it be funny if we got Matt Berry? Well, we have representation, so let's see. Oh shit, we just booked Matt Berry. Yeah. So I might do a playthrough of that because it looks adorable. I might do like a British translation guide, because there's lots of things like there's this random graffiti like Terry packs lunches. And just silly shit like that. So they're just like, what a weird thing to say. Like, no, he's saying Terry's a homosexual, or that's at least the implication.
It's it sounds like just a vague insult, but I suppose if you wanted to deconstruct it,
If you really want to be,
what do you pack? Your packs lunches.
Terry packs lunches. There's just something really funny about it. Yeah, like I want to. It might be the sort of game that's like it might just be a me time thing, you know. I'm not sure, but yeah. So that's 8 minutes of game chat. You're bloody welcome, Prophet. Do you want to pull a question out?
Sure. Very small question. Very small. Very small question. Very, very small.
Too small.
Now, the regular size question, I just need to unfold it.
Oh no.
Derek.
Hi, Derek.
Hi, Derek. What is the healthiest meal that feels like a treat? Now, I've learned something.
Oh God.
Sebastian Stan is playing Trump in some sort of horrific biopic thing.
Why do we need a Trump biopic?
To show what a cunt he is.
Okay.
Because some people still don't get it.
But they're never going to.
They're not going to watch it. They're not going to. No, of course not. And they'll breed and they'll take over and then we'll have Morlocks and Eloys. That's what's going to happen. But he was on the Graham Norton show talking about it, and they were saying about how they were offering him a fat suit or something like that. And he was like, that's a load of work. How... Went to his nutritionist and went, how fat can I get and not die?
Yeah.
I need to be fat now. Like, I've probably just done something with Marvel, and now I need to be the touchy tangerine.
Who's this guy?
Winter Soldier.
Oh, oh, okay.
I think, unless I'm really misremembering this.
Fine.
Sorry if I am, but if I'm not, I believe it's I believe it's him, because I remember seeing going, wow.
You don't,
Irrelevant. That's not the point.
He's a buff superhero guy.
He was having to get chunky quick.
Yeah.
And they said ramen.
Okay.
With a shit ton of soy sauce in it.
Oh.
So it was, I imagine it's the shit ton of soy sauce and the sodium that will go in there. That's just a quick way to get the salt and the bad in. Greg Davis was on the show with him. He went, you've broken me now, because a bowl of ramen, to me, feels like a healthy meal.
Yeah.
You've got your noodles, you've got the soup bit, which is normally broth, which is, yes, it's fat and stuff like that, but it's also water. Yeah. And then you'll have your veg and maybe an egg if you're feeling fancy, some char siu or some meat.
Yeah.
But that feels... I would say that's a healthier...
Yeah. That's something healthy. That's something that I would instinctually think is healthy, but still feels like a treat. Because there's something about soupy stuff that feels like a treat.
Like miso soup.
Yeah.
It must be healthy because it's got the seaweed in it. It's got all the vitamins. You enjoy it because it's a salty, warm, delicious, delicious, warmy drink.
But not so much.
So that feels like a treat. But maybe I'm really hoping that he was just told to put a disgusting amount of soy sauce in.
I hope so.
Half a bottle of soy sauce in your ramen that you're eating 4 times a day.
Yeah.
And then that will do something awful to your body. So just cut down on your sodium. But I feel like a noodle soup.
I was thinking soup because I like a soup. The reason I like a soup is because of all the bread I want to shove in it. I think the thing is just bread.
I'm trying to be good and not have as much bread, because I realised that I realised that what I was basically eating was bread and meat for like too many times a day.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Like if you have a sandwich, just bread, ham, bread for lunch, and as part of a larger or a slightly different lunch. That's okay, I suppose.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm having half a baguette.
Yeah.
At least once a day. And then you go, oh, what shall I have? Oh, no, let's have a curry with naan bread.
Yeah.
Let's have a burger, which is bread. Let's have this. Oh, there's too much bread just going in me.
Yeah.
But yes, whenever I would have soup, particularly like cream or mushroom or something like that, I would want 4 to 6 slices of bread.
Plenty bread.
To dip in.
I think it's because it's not got meat attached to it that, like, I assume it's healthier, but actually, like, the healthiest thing you can probably eat is just a breast of chicken. Probably. Grilled chicken, yeah.
Boiled if you want to be a dick about it.
Because you can... So in terms of meat, for me, it's white meat and fish are the things that, like, I sort of need to stick to. I'll maybe have, like, red meat once a month as a treat. The rule with me and Laura is if we're having a takeaway, we're having a fucking takeaway. So, like, if we've already committed to having it, we're not going to get a takeaway of, like, I don't know, sushi or just chicken and just try to be healthy. It's like, no, we're having a fucking takeaway. We're getting a kebab on a pizza. Don't be a dick.
When I get sushi takeaway, I always have the little soup, the salmon platter thing, and then maybe some little salmon rolls or some avocado rolls. But that's a little treat for me.
Yes.
Because sushi is not particularly cheap.
No.
And it's not exactly filling all the time.
Yeah.
But I do much the same with you when I get an Indian. If you're getting a curry, because you can't spend 17 quid on a curry.
No.
It's a £40, £50 thing for 2 people if you're lucky.
Yeah.
I need at least 10 quid's worth of poppadoms.
Yeah.
I'm having 2 naans.
Yes.
Do you want a naan? Because these are my two. These 2 naans are for me.
Yes.
I'll save a little bit of money. I'll make the rice at home.
Very smart. Yeah.
Because that's half an hour while you're waiting for the curry to turn up, and you've saved £3 to £4.
Probably, yeah.
Depending on where you're going.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't, it should come with rice. But I get it. We're in England, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
We will pay for extra rice. that is a business move that I will have to respect.
We should just sell rice.
Just rice.
Just rice. What's on the menu? There is one item. We didn't write it down. We didn't write it down because it's the name of our shop.
We will have 3 dishes.
Yeah.
2 of them will be rice. 1 is probably rice, but we're not going to be too clear about it.
Oh, the
and
mystery dish.
We'll call it rice, maybe.
I'm in. Have all of my money.
But no, if you're having a takeaway,
Yeah, just have a takeaway.
this is what like if you go, oh, we'll get a pizza. Well, let's order a pizza in. Unless you're really tired, then sure, just order a pizza. But you could get a pizza from a shop. If you're ordering in a pizza, you get a pizza, you get a chicken side,
Yeah.
you get some extra nibbles, you get a drink.
Yeah.
You got to do it or don't. I've also been poor enough to really want a takeaway and not been able to afford one.
Yeah.
So then you do just sort of have to be like, okay, so I'll go to the shop, I'll get some hash browns, those are my potato wedges. Here are my 2 cheap thin-ass pizzas, that's my pizza, and I'll have water to drink.
Yeah. I think, God, it's hard, isn't it? A healthy meal that feels like a treat. The amount of bread that I want with a soup is not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken. I suppose it also the cool thing about food, right, is seasoning is very rarely bad for you.
True. Yes. It's this salt and salt-based things.
So I basically don't do salt.
And if you overdo it, then it's not tasty.
Yeah, exactly. Like just MSG.
MSG all the way.
Yeah.
But is it, don't actually salt your food. When I say don't overdo it, I mean don't coat it in salt to the point where you can't taste anything other than salt. Season it properly, season it well.
Yeah.
A pinch of salt does not mean, not 4 grains of salt, thank you. Fucking season it.
So, again, I do not use salt.
But you use MSG?
Yeah.
Which is
salt
and sugar.
Yeah, yes. So I suppose you can do quite a lot, like even something really basic, like whatever chicken seasoning is. Like, I don't actually know what's in it, but it tastes really good. Mm-hmm. Just like a basic, like, Asda chicken seasoning is lovely. So I think you could do a lovely chicken wrap with, like, bit of pepper, chicken with chicken seasoning, sprinkle of MSG, barbecue sauce. That'll feel like a treat.
I feel like you'd need a very thick, creamy... I don't know if it'd feel like a treat, though. If I have a chicken wrap with grilled chicken...
Yeah.
That's me being good. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm going no to your answer.
But we're trying to strike a balance between healthiest and treat.
I think I'm going to have to be stuck at ramen.
So it's the soy that's the issue with ramen, is it?
I think in that story, you needed to...
I think it probably is ramen, isn't it? Because you can have quite a lot of veg in there. And it should just bulk it out, and it'll still feel like a treat. Okay. So I think if it is just soy sauce, that is the thing that's going to make you as fat as Trump, apparently. Then yeah, I think you might be right. It probably is ramen. Oh God.
Sorry,
Googled the wrong thing.
Accidentally searched my PlayStation account for "Is ramen bad?"
What does it say?
It said to update my payment methods.
Classic Ben.
So it depends on how you make it.
Okay.
It can be healthy if prepared and eaten correctly. However, it can also be low in fiber proteins. So, I think what this is saying is just if you have just noodles, it's salt and fuck all else.
Okay.
If you do it properly with the it's just saying instant ramen is high in sodium.
Okay.
So if you have proper ramen, yeah, this is all instant stuff. So it's high in calories because of the fat in the broth.
Mm.
But if you do it properly, so not just the boiled, not the pot noodle type stuff, you can have those as the noodles, I suppose. But the proper broth and the veg and the meat and stuff, that would be a more healthy meal.
Okay.
But if you just have like super noodles in a bowl, hot water from the kettle, flavour pouch and a shit ton of soy sauce, that's probably what's going to do you in.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so yeah, I'm with you with ramen then, like a well put together ramen. Easy. Nice one, Derek.
You say easy. We've talked about that for nearly 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's as well to be sure.
Fuck do I love ramen. Megarang is still my favourite noodle dish.
Yeah, lovely.
Because it's just sort of like a chow mein with a fried egg. Oh, I need to make some of that.
You're going to have to.
Going to have to. As soon as I get 5 minutes. I say 5 minutes. It takes a little longer.
Do it quicker.
Didn't think of that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Efficiency.
I made very nice chicken wings the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And I coated them in hot sauce and honey that I did in a wok. Because I was like, how do I toss these properly? Wok toss.
And 2 smoking barrels.
Wok toss and 2 smoking barrels.
Do you like halloumi?
Those were the Teletubbies. I'm not against it.
Have you had honey halloumi?
That sounds fucking good.
It's loads better than you could possibly imagine.
Hot halloumi better than cold halloumi.
Yeah.
I get a bit disappointed when it cools down. The only thing that makes me keep eating it is the lovely squeaky noise.
Yes. So
it's good in a chicken wrap. You could have that
That's
as your
true.
little bit of treat in your healthy wrap.
when you're frying your halloumi, get just a little bit of brown on both sides of the halloumi, then add in a shitload of honey. What the honey does is twofold. It does a little bit caramelise on the outside of the halloumi, but the halloumi also absorbs quite a lot of honey, so it goes massive.
Oh.
So you have more halloumi.
Oh, so it
per capita.
expands?
You have more halloumi.
That's not where I thought you were going to go.
No, and it caramelizes.
I was going to say, like, you'll get the sweetness, and you'll get the nice extra little bit of caramelisation.
But it's
charm,
larger.
and you get
fluffier.
more cheese. Okay.
This is a question from Sammy.
Right, after we go to New York, which we talked about possibly in a Patreon episode,
Could be.
we'll be coming round and I'm making...
We could do that a lot easier. We could do that now. If we
All right, well, let's do it. Okay, before New York, come round and I'll make us some lovely wok chicken wings.
Okay.
We can have some halloumi things. We can then take the wings off of the bones off of and put them in a wrap, healthy, and talk about
I
how...
want a bone wrap.
You take the bones out!
Oh, and you take the bones out, put
Them in the wrap.
crunch. Ah! The halloumi's nice, though. How would a banana move? Self-propelled, like a snake or like a slug, or different, Sammy? How would a banana move?
Are we talking shape or as the... Because banana's not pliable, really, is it?
Yeah,
So, like, if it was
it's not fully rigid.
But it wouldn't caterpillar. It wouldn't do flat,
Wouldn't
bendy,
it?
flat, bendy.
Why wouldn't it?
Because it's not pliable. It's not that pliable. So we need to change... So are we
It's
making
not
it...
articulated, no.
Is it allowed to do that, or has it got to be just the shape? So this mug... No, that's a bad example.
Of a banana, it is. What do you... A pen?
This pen...
Yeah.
Obviously, if a pen had to stay like that, it would roll
Yeah.
along the long rolly bit, as a pen would roll, you know.
Oh, like that.
But if we wanted to anthropomorphise it, then the nib would be the head,
Of course.
the back would be the butt, and it could squeak like a caterpillar or a cartoon worm.
So,
Is that what the banana's doing, or is the banana got to stay in the same shape?
well, so what... The fun answer is I would like a banana to move self-propelled, like those... one of my favourite things about sci-fi movies, the recent Star Warses have been very good at this, is spaceships that are obviously not aerodynamic. Because they don't need to be, because it's space.
Don't need to be if they're in space.
So if you take a banana and you put it so the tip of the banana is on the floor, and,
Yes.
and it's like standing up, and then just raise it up like a couple millimeters and just go forward. That's how I'd like a banana to move.
So with
just
levitation.
hover, upright, hover, yeah. But presumably it's like it's alive, is what we need to work out. So how would it do?
Right, now, if it's I think I've got it, because I think it would have to be like the Mexican jumping bean.
Oh, it just yeets itself.
It's just got a yeet. Because
Yeah.
otherwise it's got to be like with both tips, and
That's
it
the
needs to
legs.
balance on both tips and sort of walk itself along.
Okay, yeah, I like that
Because
as well.
it can't roll
No.
in any given direction. So it's got to do your levitating thing, or it's got to...
Mexican bean.
Like Hal's moving castle at the end.
Mexican bean?
Mexican jumping bean.
Mexican jumping bean, yeah, okay.
It's got a jumping bean at just random and hope for
random.
the best.
Yeah.
Or it's got to, like,
Teeter-totter.
teeter-totter Hal's moving castle at the end sort of thing. Just on its two little nib tips.
Nib tips. Nib tips, everybody. Nib tips.
I think that's... yeah.
Like a snake or a slug. Okay. Because
But if
slugs scrunch up and move forward that way. But I think you're right. I don't know if a banana's like pliable enough, and it's not got like an articulated limb.
If we had to choose between snake and slug, there is a banana slug. A banana slug does exist. Do you want to see a picture of banana slug?
Do I? You tell me.
I'll show you.
Wonderful. Then I'll know. Then we'll all know.
Banana slug. I mean, I'm not a fan of bananas anyway, really. I don't think they're too tasty, but these would
Yeah.
might put you off, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
If your fruit was...
Yeah. No, not into it.
It's a slug that looks like a fucking banana, but just with the little snail horns. I know they're eyes, but horns is more fun.
Horns. Proboscis.
Oh, this is how the banana should walk.
Oh, on its legs.
On its legs.
Yeah.
Anthropomorphise the banana.
Give it legs.
Cowards. Anthropomorphise it.
Give it legs, but an inability to walk.
Marvel's too scared to do what we want.
Give it legs, but terrible bone density. So if it tries to like
Run.
hold its weight on one leg, it just shatters.
Oh, that's a shame. Ugh.
Too big. Much too big.
Or the person's too small.
Could be both. Stop looking at slugs. Great.
Don't like that in my algorithm. And I've Googled a lot of shit today.
You have. It's been a big day for Ben's phone. It's melted slightly. I mean, like, I would like things to hover in a fashion that is not aerodynamic. I find that very pleasing. But I think in this case, I think it would have to be extremes. I would like it to be able to teeter-totter, but also have the option to Mexican jumping bean. So it can, like, go forward a little bit and then just, like, chaotically into the horizon. Both. I want two options there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like fewer bananas.
Fewer bananas. I'm funny with bananas.
It's just not my thing.
I like the flavour of banana, but like I as you know, I have like weird stuff with texture in food. Like I hate the squishiness of a banana.
It's too dry and yet too wet.
Yeah, it's just wrong.
I'm not much of a fruity person. I like a grape.
It's funny because I think of you as very fruity.
Oh, it's homophobic again. I like an apple, but only cut with a knife.
Yeah, same.
Apple slices, not apple biting.
Yeah, no, I'm exactly the same.
I will not finish an entire apple. I know it's very wasteful, but I do always chuck it into the bush.
Well, they do grow on trees.
So then it will grow on
it's
trees,
not
so it will
like-
grow.
Yeah, it's like everyone's had to suffer for that apple.
But yeah, I feel like I should eat more fruit, but...
Smoothies. I like a smoothie. Just shove it all in a thing. It comes out one texture.
I remember walking through Cambridge Market once. There's a Hugo Boss place nearby. I was walking past and I assumed that they were talking about smoothies. But I just said, look, mate, it's not about enjoying it. It's about getting it in you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I fully agree with that. But then to get that much in you, you've got to... There's a lot of money. to do the...
Yeah. Just buy a bunch of frozen fruit and do it at home. Easy.
Yeah.
Get it in you affordably. Go on, pull another one out.
Yeah, frozen fruit, I suppose.
Frozen fruit. So you don't have to worry about what it actually feels like, because at no point do you actually feel the texture of the fruit. Because it's worth more than the 5 minutes we have?
It's worth more than the 5 minutes, and it's from someone
Okay.
that we've already heard from this episode.
Ah, okay.
This is from Jay.
Hello, Jay.
What skills did you learn in school that you've never used in the real world?
Algebra. Never had to work out the value of x. Never. It's never come up.
No?
No.
Isn't it just maths, though, sort of?
I quite liked... Yeah, but the maths isn't the...
But you've never had to... But you know that, I have... I don't know. I sort of do that with like cooking and stuff. If you go, this is a recipe for 2 people, but I'm cooking for 5.
Well, you just times it by 2.5. That's
and then
not
you
algebra.
you times your ingredients by 2.5.
Yes. But what you've done there
you
is
equal
you've
x, which is what you needed to find, which is the total amount. But yes, I agree that algebra's done.
By taking the word ingredient and shortening it to I, you've made the entire process longer than it needs to be.
But that's what algebra is.
Not the algebra that I was taught. The algebra that I was taught was very, like, if it was about finding out, like, transferring a recipe from one thing to another thing, that would have been in some way helpful, but it was much more abstract than that, and they never made it apply to the real world. So I feel like I learned algebra as an abstract construct. If I, like, there are other math skills that I have learned at school where if I needed to work out how to make a 2-person recipe, a 5-person recipe, I don't think I would have needed all that practice of finding the value of x to know to times it by 2.5.
Agreed.
Because that's the difference between 2 and 5.
I'm playing devil's advocate. Box and whisker graphs.
Box and whisker graphs?
I remember that they were a thing.
What in the fuck is a box and whisker graph?
So I think it does the mean, medium, and mode. So it's like, this is... here's the middle of of the information that you want, so it's probably here.
Yeah.
But there's a box around it, and it's also quite likely to be in this. And then it's further out, and then it could be in this bit, but probably isn't, I think.
Have you ever needed to know the mean of something?
I don't remember what that one is.
The mean
it's
the
one of the
highest
averages.
minus the lowest, I think. Like, I've needed to work out average.
No, mean is the one that's a pain in the dick to do. I think there's the mean, medium, and mode. Mode, I think, is the highest minus the lowest.
That's the one I mean.
Medium is add them all up and divide them by the amount that you've added up.
Yeah, I just call that the average.
Which is what I think a lot of people would call the average.
Yeah, so
and then there's the mean, which is one that you've got to fuck about with more.
Well, so when I'm doing, like, I do a little bit of data stuff for, like, my work, not a lot, but a little. And quite often, if you've got a range of options, let's say you want to find out, I don't know, like, what the most common purchase was, you need to understand you need to understand the different price points, and then you need to work out, like, the average spend. Like, it's helpful to be able to know where the middle of something is in a data range, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So then you can say, okay, the most number of people were at 40%, so below average. Like, those are the 2 things you need to know. I don't know why you would ever need to know the highest minus the lowest. What is that helpful for? And I think that my problem with the way things were taught when I was a kid, and it's less true now, it's getting better, but it is still mostly the case that you are taught things in the abstract, and at no point do people say, you will need this in life because of this situation. It's, you need to know this in order to pass the exam. Mm-hmm. So we can keep getting money and remain being a school. But then that's my thing with, like, the world is fucked because education is fucked. That's, like, my guiding reason the world is fucked.
Yeah,
like, so it's a lot of algebra and a lot of math stuff that doesn't apply to real life. I would have much preferred to just practice basic math skills for 5 years rather than learn stuff that I don't think anyone has used ever. You know?
I learnt magic at school.
Was that a lesson or was that a...
It has asked what skills I learned in school. I practiced magic in school.
Okay.
And I've not done that since.
Yeah, fair. It's hard, isn't it? I think largely because I don't have German. I would have liked to have learned, like, so...
I didn't know enough German. I
Right.
can do a little bit on quiz shows, and I think that's it, but...
I only ever had the option to study French. And it was really funny, like, you got to, in year 9 or 10, you got to choose to do Spanish if you were in high-level French. But it was like, I'm not getting on with French, which is why I'm in the bottom set. Could I not maybe try again with Spanish?
Yes.
Like, no, you have to be really good at something.
But I'm
to learn
interested
something
in
else.
learning Spanish, and therefore might put more...
Yeah.
No, you must be good at this thing, because otherwise you're not allowed to go to Spain.
I'll just keep doing French for 3 years then, shall I? Something, by everyone's admission, I'm not very good at. Hence the lower set. So that was a pain in the ass. I feel like the German language has more to do with the English language than French or Spanish does. Mm-hmm. So that would have been perhaps helpful, because I do like language.
It's all those ones just sort of jumbled up is English, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
An awful lot of the IT stuff that I learned at school is either not used now because AI is not AI like people talk about it in the news now, but like there are now ways. The things that I learnt are no longer needed because there is a simpler way to do it.
Yes.
There's just a program that will do this sort of stuff for you.
Yeah.
Or it's been so simplified that it's just intuitive.
Yeah.
Or the things that I've learnt are now redundant.
Yeah, I think
Like PowerPoint, I've never had to make a
general-
PowerPoint presentation outside of school.
in general, with IT stuff, there was a lot of stuff that I was doing that like teachers didn't know how to do with computers, which was fun, but wasn't something I learned in schools. Some of the stuff I learned in school IT was kind of foundational and has been helpful to like build upon. So like knowing basically how computers work as a user is quite helpful, because then when something new happens, you know then what to do with it, I guess. But like in general, yeah, I mean, algebra is the big pain in the ass one for me. Like I didn't really get on with maths in general in school because it just didn't apply to real life. And I've had to go away and learn things about data and maths, which I feel like probably should have been covered. Yeah, fix the schools.
Yeah.
Ben, I've only written down one
I've
title.
also
Sorry, go on.
I've never had to climb on the school roofs again as a grown-up. Not that I did that.
I did once at a college I didn't go to, go on the roof and get yelled at. And like, we're going to expel you. And I'd be like, yeah, fucking good luck with that.
You don't know what school I go to.
He doesn't even go here.
I climbed up to the roof of the hotel that was just redone in Cambridge.
What, just now?
Not as we were talking.
That was fast.
Very fast.
Yeah.
I picked up that skill in school.
Being fast. I've only written down one title.
What is it?
Well, we'll get to that after we do the socials.
Oh,
Where are you on that?
Where are you?
We didn't learn being polite, did we, at school?
I'd like you to go first. You first, please. Yes.
At LT
That's
Guitar.
polite.
Motherfucker,
I was told it was
knew
polite
it.
for you
I
to go
fucking
first.
knew it.
You started getting aggy.
I'm going to put this in here.
No, don't. You started getting aggy because I was trying to let you go first, and you said it wasn't polite. And as a gentleman, as I learned at school, I must defend myself.
Why don't you fuck off?
Okay.
At LT Guitarist.
You fuck off.
For more of this, for more of this caliber of thing, at LT Guitarist on all the places. Ben, how about it?
Spike Pearson, Pierson, on the Instagrams. I have TikTok, but I might get rid of TikTok because...
Brave. But how are you keep up to date with trends, including...
I don't now.
Okay.
I don't now.
All right.
I'm trying to force my algorithm to be less fucking miserable. But now, or less stupid.
Well, you keep watching stupid shit.
Well, no, I'm deliberately changing it so I skip past all the stupid shit. Now it's just smarter people having dumber arguments.
Great, I love it.
I've gone from people saying, there's a man that says what's the oldest language in the world and asks everyone and it keeps saying that it's wrong and then doesn't fucking tell you.
Yeah, that's...
Now, I know that's infuriating, so I've started scrolling through all of that, getting rid of it. Now I've got Richard Dawkins.
Oh, good. Well done.
And but having arguments about whether dragons exist or not.
Good.
Or what pronouns God would use.
Who gives a shit?
There's bigger brain. There's big brain. No. These are small brain conversations. These shouldn't be conversations.
But don't listen to Richard Dawkins.
Is it Richard Dawkins?
Well, he's a fucking fascist, isn't he? He's the one that has arguments with Christians because he's smarter than them. And it's like, well done.
Oh, yes, those ones. That's what's popped up.
Great, good, fucking...
Is he a fascist?
I think he just needs to fuck off.
I'm getting rid of TikTok. I'm getting rid of TikTok.
That doesn't make Richard Dawkins not a fascist.
No, but it means I ain't got to look at it.
Yeah, but you look at it a month later when it appears on Instagram.
Shan't.
Nailed it. The podcast is at Convo Hat Podcast. We are on TikTok. I will not be silenced. Free speech, etc. Ben, I've written down one title and it is I am a fan of ramen, or I am a ramen fan.
Well, which one is it?
I am a ramen fan. I'm dyslexic, so the word's swapped. You got any pitches for other titles?
I think it should be I am a fan of ramen.
Would you like to pitch a subtitle? No, it's just the cut of these jeans.
Salty Boys.
Fine. Salty, how are we spelling boys?
BOIS, properly.
Fine. That was a podcast. Suck it.